It is the smallest mainland state in area, but the most densely populated and urbanized. Victoria shares borders with New South Wales to the north, South Australia to the west, over the Tasman Sea towards the east, New Zealand, and across Bass Strait to the south. Tasmania. Victoria began in the 1830s as a farming community when the Hentys settled at Portland, Melbourne being founded soon after. With the discovery of gold in 1851 and Victorian independence from New South Wales, it was transformed into a leading industrial and commercial centre of the nation. Melbourne became the economic centre of both Australia and neighbour New Zealand at the time. The Victorian economy is the second largest in Australia, accounting for a quarter of the nation's gross domestic product. The total gross state product at current prices for Victoria was at just over $222 billion, with a GSP per capita of $44,443. Finance, insurance, and property services form Victoria's largest income-producing sector, while the community, social and personal services sector is the state's biggest employer. Despite the shift towards service industries, the troubled manufacturing sector remains Victoria's single largest employer and income producer. Selected article: The University of Melbourne is a public university located in Melbourne, Victoria. The second oldest university in Australia, and the oldest in Victoria. Its main campus is in Parkville, an inner suburb just north of the Melbourne Central Business District. Other campuses across Melbourne and rural Victoria have been acquired through amalgamation with smaller colleges of advanced education. It is a member of Australia's Group of 8 Lobby Group, and the Sandstone Universities. Melbourne University is ranked amongst the top universities both in Australia and the world. The university is highly regarded in the fields of the arts, humanities, and biomedicine. The university has almost 40,000 students, who are supported by nearly 6,000 staff members, full or part-time. On November 15, 2005, Vice-Chancellor Glenn Davis announced a reform program entitled Growing Esteem. The university will aim to consolidate its 3 core activities: research, learning and knowledge transfer, in order to become one of the world's finest institutions. The university's degree structure will be changed to the Melbourne model, a combination of various practices from American and European universities, which administrators claim will make the university consistent with the Bologna Accord, ensuring its degrees have international relevance. Selected picture: Dinner Plain is a town in Victoria, Australia, located on the Great Alpine Road, 10 kilometers from Mount Hotham Alpine Resort, and 375 kilometers from Melbourne. At the 2006 census, Dinner Plain had a population of 88, yet has over 200 lodges and chalets for tourist accommodation. He was set to attend the University of Oxford on a Rhodes Scholarship when he enlisted in the army on the outbreak of World War I. After his discharge from the army, Kent Hughes attended Oxford and represented Australia in athletics as a hurdler at the 1920 Summer Olympics in Antwerp. Upon the completion of his degree at Oxford, Kent Hughes returned to Australia, seeking a career in politics. Elected to the Victorian State Parliament in 1927, Kent Hughes sat with the Conservative Nationalist Party of Australia, rising to the position of Deputy Premier of Victoria. Kent Hughes proved to be a controversial figure in politics, and was never afraid to publicly espouse his personal beliefs, such as an admiration for fascism, of which he had a poor understanding. That Frank Beaurepaire, pictured, a Lord Mayor of Melbourne, member of the Victorian Legislative Assembly and multi-millionaire tire businessman, was a 6-time Olympic medalist in swimming who set 15 world records in his swimming career? That despite declines in production in recent years, Victoria still produces almost 19.5% of Australia's crude oil? That William Campbell was the first acknowledged discoverer of gold in Victoria in 1850, but kept his discovery secret for fear a gold rush would disrupt his pastoral interests? That the town of Great Western is home to a series of labyrinthine tunnels, drives, originally made by miners searching for gold and now used to store sparkling wine while it is resting and settling. Categories: Wiki projects, related portals, associated Wikimedia.